Getting started with the 360 Camera VR Creation Kit. This tutorial is to help you get started with your 360 Camera Emerging Technology Loan Kit. The 360 camera can take 360 images, which can then be used in a variety of ways. Teachers can take photos of locations prior to students visiting them to reduce anxiety. Photos can be used as visual prompts, and photos and videos can be used to record performances and assessment tasks. Students can use the cameras to take photos of projects, to create stop-motion videos, or to create virtual tours of their school or local area. Your kit contains 15 numbered 360 theatre cameras, 15 acrylic discs with screws to protect the camera lenses, 15 USB cords, 2 USB multi-chargers, 15 tripods and 15 selfie sticks. You can use your 360 camera without connecting it to a device. However, to view photos taken on the camera, you may want to install the Ricoh Theatre app on a Windows or Mac machine. If you are wanting students to see photos prior to taking them, you will need to install this app on student devices such as iPads. These are not included with the kit. However, the app is free to install. If you have issues connecting the cameras to your student devices, there are a range of resources available to help you troubleshoot. If you are wanting to install the Theatre app on student devices or computers, please let your ICT tech know. It is relatively easy to take photos on a Theatre camera. Turn on the camera by pressing the top button on the side. You'll then see the display light up. Turn on the Wi-Fi by pressing the second button down. You'll see the Wi-Fi symbol when the Wi-Fi is turned on. If the Wi-Fi symbol is flashing, it is still turning itself on. To change the camera mode from video to portrait or camera, press the third button down. We recommend using the camera or the video setting when taking photos or videos. To use the timer, press the fourth last button. The timer symbol appears when the timer is on. To take a photo, press the large button underneath the lens. This will then count down if the timer is switched on. The default timer setting is 5 seconds. However, you can change this to a maximum of 10 if you connect your camera to a device and go into the settings. To connect your camera to a device, it is best to turn on flight mode on your device and then turn on the Wi-Fi. Select the camera Wi-Fi from the list of devices. It will show up as THETAYP, some numbers and .OSC. Enter the password. This can be found on the bottom of the camera, or it's the numbers without the first 2 letters on the plug on the front of the camera. If you use flight mode, this should ensure that the camera connects to the mobile device you're using without trying to connect to your school network. Once you've taken your photos, you can transfer them via the Theatre app on a mobile device or by the USB cable. We have handy tutorials which show this process. Some tips for taking 360 photos. If possible, move out of view of the camera. If this isn't possible, then you can pose as a passerby or take the photo from above your head, so people just see the top of your head. If you're able to take the photo at eye level, this will make the photo look normal. You can use the selfie stick to do this. Just be careful if it's windy that you make sure you use the acrylic disc so that if the tripod falls over, you protect the camera lens. You can also bend the legs of the tripod to make sure the tripod is stable or connected to an object. If it's possible, position the camera in the shade. That way you don't get the shadow of the tripod in your photo. And if taking video, try and keep the video short because 360 videos can be quite large. It's also best not to move the camera but to film what's going around. Apps for creating 360 tours. There's several apps you can use, including ThingLink, SharePoint, or CoSpaces. ThingLink allows you to add hotspots, information, and digital artifacts. You can obtain a redeem code from the Technology and Platform Adoption team to use this program. The code is approximately $50 and is a year subscription allowing up to 100 seats, which includes teachers and students. Some examples of how ThingLink can be used include creating a virtual school tour and labelling objects in a 360 photo. This is an example of a virtual school tour. You can see that the student has added information about their school, and you can go and click on the different hotspots to move around the school and get extra information. This particular tour was done by a group of students as a project. This is another example of how you might use a ThingLink tour. In this case, it's one photo with different objects placed around the 360 camera and different hotspots added, including a recording. Jala, or honey ants, are found buried deep beneath. Again, this is good for students, giving them another way to present their learning. You can see all the hotspots added there. Another app you might like to use is CoSpaces, and you can use this app to create 360 tours and code animations. There is a limited free version available of this app, and for pricing and the Australian supplier details, please contact the Technology and Platform Adoption team. This is a very simple example of a 360 photo within CoSpaces. You can see there's a simple animation and you can navigate within the 360 image. The third option is SharePoint Spaces. You can create a tour within SharePoint, but just note that this feature is only available in other type teams rather than class teams. SharePoint Spaces also can only be viewed by people with an atschools.sa.edu.au email account, which limits the audience for students creating the tour. Curriculum and teaching links. Now that you have the kit and a basic understanding of how the cameras work, you'll need to think about how you might use the kit with your students. 360 cameras can be used across multiple curriculum areas and help develop a range of soft skills, including problem solving and design thinking. In HASS, students can take 360 photos of local places and tag these with information and digital artifacts. In English, 360 photos can be used for writing inspiration, to prompt authentic composition of various text types, or as oral recall prompts. In science, students can take 360 photos of experiments and then add labels or video to these to give the viewer extra information. They can also record experiments with the 360 camera. There are a number of resources and supports available for you as a teacher with a loan kit. You can join the Emerging Technology team, where you'll find a range of different resources to help you use the 360 cameras. And you'll also find a playlist available on the Technology and Platform Adoption YouTube channel, which has lots of different short clips showing you how to use the cameras or create ThingLink tours. When you go into the Emerging Technology team, in the general channel you'll find posts about all sorts of things to do with the kits. In the Announcement and Apps update, you might find some information about apps relevant to the cameras. But the most important channel for you as a borrower of the 360 camera kit is the 360 camera channel. Here you'll find posts about different things to do with the kits, and in the files section you'll find a range of resources. You'll find a range of 360 photos that you're welcome to download and use with your students. Please feel free to add photos that you take with your kit so that we can expand this library of photos for other teachers and students to use. In the content creation folder, you'll find some examples of how schools have used the kits and some different resources developed by teachers, such as this one developed by a teacher in Sandy Creek, and some lesson plans and unit plans developed by a teacher at Yale. There's also a cheat sheet for taking 360 photos that you're welcome to give students, and some information about how to edit 360 photos using Paint 3D. In the ThingLink folder, there's also a risk assessment and an example permission form for using ThingLink. In the Technology and Platform Adoption Team YouTube channel, you'll find all sorts of tutorials to help you get started with the camera, including how to use the camera, how to connect it to a device, and also how to create ThingLink tools and use the redeem code. You are welcome to show these videos to students as well to give them an idea. Good luck with your kit!